welcome to a legendary workout. So today is going to be really fun. There's a lot of names in today, so it's going to be me referring to my notes potentially a little more than normal because I can't pronounce everything. And if I do mispronounce something that you know the word for, go ahead and shoot me a message later on. I want to make sure I get it right going forward. But for now, we're going to go ahead and start with a warm-up. So go ahead and start coming just heel to heel. Whew. Got to get the timer going so I don't exhaust you too much today. Okay, so if you haven't been to one of these workouts before, first of all, I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. They are super fun, okay? They're like kind of wild, kind of crazy, exactly what you want in a workout. And do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up one leg at a time. Whew. All right, so as you do this, you're going to lift your hands up in the air into 90-degree angles and pull back each time you lift a leg up. Breathe in and out. As we continue, there we go. Today is like one of those days, you know what I'm talking about? I know you know what I'm talking about, but you don't want to admit it on YouTube. Okay, keep going right here. Pulling in and out. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come to center. You're going to bring your legs about, shoulder width apart, hands together, pull back, bring it in, pull back, bring it in, back and in, side to side. You're opening up that chest for 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to come to center. We're going to take down to our feet, come forward in front of us in an inchworm, pull up, and then reach up toward the sky. So what a legendary workout is we do all of our workouts to stories. It is super fun. It's kind of nuts. If you're a little nerdy, if you're a little wacky, this is the workout for you. The idea is to be distracted while you're sweating. All right, you're going to do 2 more here. Take it down. Take it out, take it up. That's 1. Take it down, take it out, take it up. That's your last one there. You're going to come to a wide stance. You're going to dip down, touch one toe, and then touch the other. So moving side to side, breathing in and out. You're getting a nice pull in those hamstrings and in that back and shoulders. Keep breathing as you switch side to side. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. We're going to take a big step out with our right leg. Pull our arms up, pull to the side, come up and pull up. And switch to the other side and pull up. So this can be done at your own pace. The goal here is just to get that body warm, to start getting used to the movement, getting those legs stretched out a little bit through this movement. All right, you're going to do 3 more. Here we go. 3. Keep breathing. 2, and your last one to the side, and bring it up. You're going to take another wide stance. Bring your hands to your hips. You're just going to move down into a flat back, nice and slow, pulling on those back hamstrings a little bit, and pull up nice and slow. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Again, just easing into this stretch and this warm up, and bring it up. 1 more time here. Take it down, and take it up. Excellent. You're going to take your right foot in front of you. You're going to lean down, bending both those legs, lifting up, and switch to the other leg. And you're getting a nice pull again in your hamstring and in your calf as your whole body is engaged here. You're going to do 3 more. 3 and 2. Last one. We're going to move side to side, pulling our arms back, lifting that leg up and kicking our booty. Breathe in and out. And as you bring those arms back all the way, fully reach them back, getting that pull in your chest and in your back and shoulders like you're squeezing a ball. They're behind your shoulder blades. Got 5, 4, 3. We're going to move into regular booty kicks here. So start kicking that booty so you're getting a little bit warm, getting that heart rate up just a little bit higher. So throughout the exercise, we're going to do 4 different segments. It's going to be about 7 minutes of a workout, followed by about 1 minute of a cardio blast. So what that means is that for those 7 minutes, We'll be working with weights. We'll be moving at a slower tempo before we move into that 1 minute of just like blasting it out. But you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift so that you're touching side to side, and extend your arm all the way to face that wall. Breathe and move side to side. We're going to start with arms, and then the rest of our segments will be a mixture of legs, glutes, and abs. You got 5, 4, 3, last 2, and then lift it up over your head, getting a side pull in the side of your body. Keep breathing. As you move through this, you're almost done with your warm-up. Just getting that body used to your flow, getting that energy going. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're gonna move into jumping jacks after this one. Full body. Again, getting those shoulders, those arms, those legs, everything good and warm. Breathe in and out. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, you're done with the warm-up. Go ahead and grab water, grab whatever you need. You've got about 10 seconds before we start with our first arm series. So you're gonna go ahead and grab some weights. We're gonna start with our heavier set of weights and just bring them right here to our waist in 90-degree angles. So you got 7 minutes here of working out before we move into our first cardio blast. Move them up, 2, down, 2. Good. Up, 2, down, 2. So we're gonna start with a little bit of background. Our first journey is with Hermes. So Hermes is a Greek god. He's super interesting. He's a god of all kinds of things. He's a god who looks after travelers. He herds things. He is the messenger for the gods. You actually see him a lot in your day-to-day life. So you'll see a little inscription of like winged shoes, and that's a reference to Hermes. You'll see him all over the place. So he's one of these gods we still really enjoy. Bring it up all the way here at the top. I'm gonna lift up and up. So we're gonna cover his babiness first. So he's one of those like all-star babies. You know what I'm talking about. There's a whole bunch of these guys. They're born and straight out of the womb, they're up to no good. He is one of them. He is also a god known for his mischief. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it all the way down. You're gonna take a nice wide stance here. And we're gonna bring those arms to our hips, and we're gonna start pulsing here. Breathe in and out. So he's born, and as an infant, he like basically just rolls out of his swaddling and goes to get a herd of cattle. Yes, he goes to get his brother's herd of cattle. You're gonna hold these arms here. You're gonna lift up, 2, down, 2, staying nice and low. And this herd of cattle is Apollo's cattle. So he takes it and he does this sneaky thing where he puts his shoes on backwards, puts on all the hooves of all the calves backwards. So they walk forward, but later on the trail doesn't make any sense because it looks like they're walking away the whole time. 4, 3, almost there. 2, last one, bring it down all the way to your hips and pulse, 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 pulse. So he brings this herd of cattle and he hides them in a mountain. And when he hides them in the mountain, he does a couple things here. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull all the way up. You're gonna stand straight up, bring your arms to your shoulders, pull back into a lunge and pull up, and then switch to the other leg and pull up. So this is meant to sort of imitate Hermes walking, looking like it's going backwards, but it's not really. So we look like we're going backwards too, but we're not really. So if you're able to, with your weights, lift them up as you come down and bring them back down. So when he comes to this cave, he sacrifices a couple of them, the cows. With one of them, he makes a lyre. So he gets it and uses the guts as like the strings in his lyre. 3, 2, last one. Come all the way up. And we're gonna come right here, feet about shoulder width apart. Bring those arms out, 2, in, 2. So then Apollo comes back to try to find those cattle and is super confused because he can't find them anywhere, and all the traces are like going to nowhere because they're all backwards. And eventually he's like, oh wait, and magical. And he remembers that he can know things, like he's the god of prophecy. So he's able to find that this punk has his cattle in the mountains in this cave. So he goes and he grabs this baby, just like we're doing right now, and he brings him up to Zeus. Says, Zeus, dad, you can always call Zeus dad because he's the dad of 99% of Greece. Pull back, and he says, you've got to judge this guy. Bring those arms in. Pull them all the way down in front of you. We're going to drop those weights to the side. Bring our lighter weights up. We're going to hold them right at our hips. We're going to bring them up and down. So he says, you got to judge this guy, Hermes, who took my cattle. And Zeus hears the story, and he like looks at Hermes and he's like, that's funny. I like what you did. And so that's basically Zeus's response. He's solid parenting there. And but thankfully, he feels pretty apologetic, and he's, you know, kind of worried about getting smited by Zeus. So he does offer to give back the cattle. But it's sort of confusing depending on which version you're reading. So in some, he does give back the cattle, and Apollo gives him like this rod in sort of a union ship so that they are okay now. We're gonna do 2 more, take it up and down, last one, up and down. And you're gonna switch so you just have one arm lifted up over your head, and you're gonna crunch down to the side, pull it up. So then in other versions, what happens is he's allowed to keep the cattle, but he has to give the lyre to Apollo. So no matter which version you've got, there's sort of this brotherly love at the end of it, where either way, Hermes does end up getting this rod like we're using right now to herd cattle going forward. So he becomes the god of all these of herdsmen and things like that. We're gonna do 3 more. 3, 2, last one, switching to the other side. And Apollo similarly gets his lyre, and he's a god of music and things like that. So it works out for both of them in the end. And I always just really like Zeus's response of being like, okay, kid, I get it. That's pretty funny. Keep breathing right here. We're gonna do 5 more. 5, 4, and 3, 2, last one. Drop it all the way down. We've got about 6 seconds here before we're gonna jump into our first cardio blast. And our cardio blast is gonna be flying. So he has these magical shoes that give him the ability to fly. We're gonna start with jumping jacks. So you're here for 1 minute. These are our wings, baby. They're not on our feet, but they're good enough. And don't worry, the second half, we're gonna amp this up. We're gonna do big bursts. So you're flying even faster, delivering messages even stronger. Keep breathing, keep moving. You're doing great. In our last 30 seconds, we'll switch this move to increase the energy, increase what we're doing. All right, here we go. Take it up, around like this. So still flying, just like Hermes, traveling all over the place. Breathing it out, doing these wide flying jacks. 10 seconds left. Breathe, you can do it. You're almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Excellent job. Whew. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Put those weights to the side. Keep them nearby. We'll still use them. You have a good 20 seconds here to bring down your heart rate. Whew. Next, we're gonna move, and I'm gonna take out my notes for this because the names are very hard for me. I should have thought better than this. But we're gonna go to the Americas. And we're gonna cover some Aztec origin myth of the world. It is really interesting, which is why it's worth looking into. We're gonna start actually on the ground with our back down, our legs and our arms up. So we're gonna drop opposite leg down as our arm, bring it up and switch, bring it up. So there's a guy, he's the dad. He's the first god, and he is this god of duality. So he represents all these things that are like opposing things, good and evil, judgment and forgiveness, all those kinds of things. And he has 4 kids. The 4 Tetzalipacos. And so they all represent different directions, north, south, east, and west. So they create a world, right? As along with other gods. In the first world, they put in one of the brothers, who's the brother of like nighttime and judgment. And for whatever reason, they put him in as sun. And either because he's missing a leg or because he's the god of nighttime, he's only half a sun. So what we're representing right now is the moon and day and sun and night moving back and forth, getting a good workout in. So then they get all these giant humans involved. You're gonna go for 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Bring it all the way up and hold here. And so one of the sons, Quetzalcoatl, gets jealous of his brother and knocks him out of the sun or out of the air. Move up towards your feet with a stone club. Breathe in and out. And so they get suitably angry at this and send a wrath of all of these jaguars to go eat all the people. And so ends the first son. Bring those legs down all the way. We're gonna come all the way up onto our feet. And we're gonna move over side to side. Over here and side. Get really low. So they make this second sun. And all the people in this one are not giants. They're normal sized people. And these people over time become less and less civilized. So go ahead and move your hands onto the floor. And so in response to this, they decide to turn all the people into monkeys. And then the guy, the son, was super bummed that all the people were turned into monkeys and moves them in a hurricane into the air. And then so ends the second son. He just decides like, all right, that's done and over with. So then they have a third son. We're gonna come down again to the ground. Whew. Yes. Coming down to the ground, lifting those feet up in the air again, and lifting those hands up. We're gonna hold here, this time holding our body up, and we're gonna start moving our feet side to side, back and forth. So this third son is Tlaloc. So this guy is a god of water. He's not one of the 4 sons. He's a different god that's been created. Rain and fertility. And this guy, what happens is that one of the other sons seduces his wife while he's being the son. And so this guy gets really upset and sends a drought. So we're gonna come over onto our stomach now and come into a plank position to represent immense stillness. So he sends this drought, and all the people complain and say, we want rain, please give us rain. And he's super stubborn and won't give it to them until eventually he gets super sassy and says, you want rain? Fine, I'll give you rain. And he sends a rain of fire to the people. So they all die, and they reconstruct the earth from the ashes. So we're gonna come all the way down here, and we're gonna start swimming. So move your feet up and down and start swimming, and we'll get here eventually, it'll make sense. So the fourth son is this super awesome lady. She loves the people. The people love her. They're all living happily. But then that same guy who seduced the wife, who set the jaguars, screws everything up, right? So he comes and he says, you don't actually love these humans. You're faking it so that they love you. And she gets so upset. She starts crying, but not just normal crying. She's crying blood, yes. She cries of blood, so much blood that it floods the world and drowns everyone. So this is us swimming through a flood of blood. And some of the people go on to become fish, but hella people drown. Okay, so then the final sun, the fifth sun, the one we're on now, we're gonna come all the way up onto our feet, walk in toward our feet, raise all the way up. So then they go down, we're gonna lunge side to side and pick up. They go to the underworld. They pick up the bones of the humans that have come before, and they dip them in their own blood to bring them back to life. And in doing so, they create the fifth sun, fifth item. So I still even avoided saying most of the names because it's so intimidating. And from the sun, they create, or so from this world, they have all these humans living there, and there continues to be this epic battle between the sun and the moon that rages on to this day, where the sun's in charge part of the time, the moon is in charge the other part of the time. And in order to appease this situation and keep it okay, they continue after that instance with human sacrifices to appease the gods. We're gonna stop here and we're gonna lean down, down, down. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to the other side, reach down. Pulse here. And so they continue with human sacrifices in order to appease the gods while the sun and the moon continue to fight it out. We're gonna pull all the way up here. Our next thing is gonna be a 1-minute cardio blast. And we are going to do a rain of fire. And we're gonna go up and bring it down, up to the side, bring it down. You start with me here, side to side. So you bring down that rain of fire, ending the world because you're sassy and they ask for rain. You're like, I will give you rain. Forward, side, keep it going. We're gonna change directions halfway through. You got this. Keep it up. Side to side. All right, move opposite direction. Pull it back. Inside and forward. You're getting that deep burn, just like the rain of fire, in your thighs, maybe in your lungs. Keep it going. You only got 10 seconds left. Breathe in and out. You're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Oh, awesome job. It's actually a really, really, really cool myth. If you want to go check out, see how the names are all spelled, go for it. It's a mouthful, but it's super fun. Okay, the next place we are going is to Celtic mythology this time. Whew. Yeah, grab a weight. Grab your 2 lighter weights. We're gonna start in about 15 seconds. Catch your breath. Get ready for it. We're gonna start with a guy who's so awesome. We're gonna call him Finn Cool. Why? It's as close as I can get with the pronunciations they've allowed online. Come into a wide stance. Slightly bend your knees. I'm gonna reach down, down, lift, and lift, lift. So we start with a feud. These families are warring. You've got this woman who's in love with this dude. The dude's last name is Cool. And she and him fall in love, but the father won't let her go to him in marriage. Later on in the battle, he dies. But the thing is, this woman, she's already pregnant with Cool's kid. So they keep warring though. Lean side to side. You've got 4, 3, 2, hold here. Bring both legs down and bring your heel up, heel down. Heel up, open up that chest, heel up, heel down. So when they realize this woman is pregnant, her father's like, she's got to be burned. She's got to be killed. But the guy who was in charge of cool, 3, 2, 1, put it down, other side. He says, no way. I'm not letting that happen. So he saves her and puts her in the care of this dude who happens to be married to Cool's wife. So there, she's put into that protective care, and there she stays till she delivers her child. Her child, she names a name that ends up something like male deer. So you got 3 and 2, last 1, take it down. But his name gets changed eventually to Finn. Put both those weights to the side. Grab your heavier weight, just 1. Lift it up over your head. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna pull up. Sit down, pull up. So Finn, his name gets changed because somewhere along the line, his hair changes white or blonde. And Finn basically just means like white hair. So now this guy, this kid, his name is Finn Cool. And he's raised in the forest. And in the forest, he becomes a master huntsman and all that normal jazz till he goes out to find this guy. His name is Finnegas. Finnegas is a poet. Finnegas is fishing, just like us. And so Finnegas is out there fishing, and this is no joke, guys, it's great. He's fishing for the salmon of wisdom. Yes, guys, the salmon of wisdom. He eventually, as soon as Finn Cool comes, catches that fish. Breathe in and out. You've got 3, 2, last one, hold at the top. And just bring that arm down, pull it up. Bring it down. So he catches the fish, and he brings it on land, and he knows if he eats the fish, he will be bestowed with wisdom. So Cool, he puts Kid Cool in charge of looking after the fish while he goes and does something else. So the fish is getting cooked. You got 3, 2, last 1. Bring that weight all the way down. Go ahead and face me. Bring your right arm over. Pull it over to the side. And while he's attending to the fire, it burns him. Some of the oil from the fish splatters on him. Reach over and pull the other side. And so we're going to come down to the floor, onto our back, and we're going to be fire yet again. So push your hands right under your glutes and start switching your feet back and forth, imitating a flame, imitating the fire that he is in fact cooking the fish on. Splatters onto his thumb. He pulls the thumb up to his mouth, puts it into his mouth to cool it down, and is awestruck because he indeed ate part of the fish, the salmon of wisdom, in indulging in some of that fire. So go ahead and take your hands behind your neck, pull yourself up now, and continue to move those feet one in front of the other. Your abs are just a little more engaged here in this position. If you need to drop down, go ahead. Breathe in and out. And so when Finnegas comes back, he can tell this guy, this boy, has indulged in the fish of wisdom and knows much. So he says, dude, eat the rest of the fish. So he does. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring it all the way down. You're going to go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. Tuck those toes under. Lift yourself up and pull yourself in. We're going to come to center. We're going to reach our hands up toward the sky and pull them down, touch down on the ground in a big squat. Reach up and push your booty way down. And push down. So this kid now has all the wisdom in the world. No joke, guys. You know how he gets it? He sucks his thumb. Yes. Going forward in his myth, if he puts his thumb into his mouth, he can reach into all the wisdom available. So what are we doing now, you ask? There is an evil goblin that has been wreaking havoc for the last 23 years over this town by throwing fire once a year through his mouth, like just, yep, all over this town. And in doing so, he ends up killing most of the town, turning them into ash. The problem is they all fall asleep during this time. He plays this magical music that brings them to sleep like Jigglypuff. You got 3, 2, last one, pull down. You're gonna once again grab your heavier weight, stick those feet out in front of you, pull up, push down about 45-degree angles, pull up, push down 45-degree angles, up and down. So what happens is the guy decides he would fight this monster, and he gets this magical spear. And the legends are a little different. In some, he stabs himself all night so he doesn't fall asleep. And in some, he just inhales the aroma so he doesn't fall asleep. Either way, that's what y'all are doing now. 3, 2, last one. Take it all the way up. We're gonna drop that weight to the side. You're gonna come up for your 1-minute cardio blast. You just defeated the goblin, but you did it with a spear. It's the same spear you stayed awake with. You're gonna grab the spear, pull it down, and kill the guy. Killing that goblin with your magical, maybe sleeping, maybe just poke yourself to stay awake spear. Who knows? Breathe as you move side to side, drop a little lower, and force that spear into the sky. Breathe and move. Maybe suck your thumb if you want some extra smarts. Breathe, keep going. Touch the ground here. Keep your back foot off the ground. Reach high. Explode from that lower leg. You've got 10 seconds left. Breathe. Keep moving. You got 5 seconds. You're almost there. Breathe. 3, 2, last one. So that was a fun but weird story about this guy. Next, we're moving to Africa. We've covered one of these stories before, but part of it is all new. So we're going to Anansi the spider. So Anansi is part of folklore. He's one of these guys, a trickster, where most of the time you are kind of in a love-hate relationship with him. I'm gonna start in about 10 seconds. Breathe in and out, grab water, anything you need. You've got about 5 seconds left. You're gonna come to center, feet apart. This story, the first one we're starting with, it differs. Lunge back into a curtsy lunge, come up, lunge back, come up, switching side to side. In one version, he's a spider. He's a mischief-making spider. He often ends up to no good and has to be satisfied with the results of that. Sometimes it's used to explain some sort of mystery about a spider, why the spider is the way it is. Sometimes it's used to teach moral lessons. Either way, we're starting with a story called Anansi and the Pot of Beans. I'm gonna plant beans here. So in one version of this story, his grandma calls him and says, Anansi, please plant these beans for me. I'm gonna go out. I am making dinner for you. Your dinner is your favorite ever, hot beans. But it's on the stove. I need to go out and get the spices for it. Please just keep planting the beans. And when I come back, we can enjoy the hot soup, the hot beans. So you're gonna plant for 5, 4, and 3, 2, last one. Pull up to center. Grab either your lighter or heavier set of weights, depending how you're feeling here at this point. You're gonna sit down low. You're gonna start stirring, because Anansi cannot help himself. He goes in to the house and starts eating the soup. Just 1 spoonful at a time. Seems not that bad, seems not that much. He stirs it. He'll lift up the spoon, blow it off, and eat it. And now he knows his grandma's coming home, but he's too greedy. Sink a little lower. So he takes all the beans, and he knows he has to hide them somewhere because other people will discover he's been eating the beans. He takes them, and he puts them underneath his head, or his hat, on top of his head. Stay here and pulse. So you're feeling right now, this burn, this, oh goodness, help me out of this, is exactly what Anansi is feeling. The beans on his head are so hot because he just took them right off the stove and put them on his head. He is dripping sweat. He is so anxious and he is so worried and he cannot hide these beans. And he starts dancing, one heel, one heel, one heel, one heel. Open up that chest, get low, until eventually he has to take off the hat and reveal that he has all these beans that'll fall and spill all over the ground. But you stop here and hold. They burned all of his hair off. So he is no longer have any hair on his head, which is why spiders do not have any hair on their head. Lift all the way up, come down to the ground. Now we're gonna come down onto our hands and knees. You guys might know this story. We did it early on in our Myths and Legends class, but Anansi is too good to let go of. So we're gonna be the turtle. You're gonna come onto your balls of your feet, to your hands, and lift up ever so slightly. And you're just gonna hold. You're a turtle. The turtle sees Anansi up in his tree eating yams and says, Anansi, can I join you for dinner? And Anansi says, no, drop down onto your knees. Breathe in and out, rest. Come back up onto your balls of your feet, keep those knees down low. And you'll lift your knee up toward your chest, bring it back, switch, and back. And Anansi finally says to the turtle, sure, you can join me if you'd like. So the turtle crawls all the way up, and he gets the dinner, and Anansi says, how dare you be so rude to come with dirty hands and dirty feet to my dinner table. Go wash up first. Come all the way down, lean back, bring those hands out forward in front of you. So the turtle goes back, washes up, comes all the way back up, come back up onto your feet, onto your toes, and bring that knee in, and switch. And climbs up the tree again, back to Anansi, and Anansi says, turtle, dude, your hands and knees and feet are still so dirty. You can't be like this. Anansi knew what he was up to. 3, 2, 1, drop all the way down, pull back. So the turtle goes down, washes his hands again, comes back, and Anansi's like, dude, I finished the yam. Sorry, you're just so rude. Pull all the way up, come forward, and we're gonna start swimming here. So kick those feet back up behind you. Start bringing those hands forward in front of you. And so Anansi finds the turtle eating this beautiful food at the bottom, at his house at the bottom of the lake. And Anansi says, turtle, can I join you for your meal? And the turtle says, of course, come join me. And so Anansi goes down into the water, swims down, and he can't get down very far because he's a spider and he's super light. So he comes up with this idea. He puts on his best suit coat and he fills it with boulders so that he can sink down to the bottom of the ground. 3, 2, 1, hold here. Bring those hands down, lift those legs up behind you, and hold. This is you sinking down to the bottom, where he can get down and start eating, munching on the turtle's food. And the turtle says, Anansi, you are so rude. You can't wear a jacket at my dinner table. Please take it off. So Anansi takes off the jacket and immediately starts swimming again, floats right up to the top of the water, and cannot indulge in any of the food. We're gonna do 3 and 2. Last one, take it up, bring it all the way down and back, hold here. You got just a couple seconds to breathe in and out. You're gonna come back down and you're gonna do, get ready to do a spider crawl. So you're gonna prop up onto your feet and you'll lift one knee in toward one arm, pull it back, and knee in toward the other arm. Go ahead and pull back one more time. We're gonna get a nice little extended break here. Pull one leg forward, lean into this, getting those quads nice and engaged. Pull that leg around and back, switch to the other leg, lean in, pull around and back. We're gonna move back up into that spider pose. So you're gonna move one leg, and then the other leg, and one leg, and the other leg. Crunching up side to side. Keep breathing as you move through this. We're almost at our cardio blast. Keep breathing, you got it. Almost there. You got 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. Awesome. Come all the way onto your feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And we're going to start our cardio blast in about 5 seconds. We're going to do a Nazis bean dance because it gets so hot. We're going to jump side to side. Doing our little bean dance, and we're going to stop. And we're going to do a little dance at the bottom. All right, you got 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Come down and come side to side. Stay nice and low. You've got 3, 2, last one. Hold here. Stay low. Stick that booty out. And pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 6, 7. We're going to jump. Take it over. Take it over. And over. You got 3, 2, last one. Hold here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Take it up and dance those beans off. You've got 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna jump and jump and jump and jump. 4, 3, 2. Come here and pulse, 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 pulse. Jumping those beans off. 4, 5, 6. One more time. Come over and over. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2. Last time. Here we go. Stay low. Dance those beans off. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're done. Yay! Excellent job dancing these beans off. Bring your legs wide apart. Breathe in. And exhale. Whew. Breathe it in. Exhale. Letting that heart rate come down. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring those hands right to your waist. And start moving forward here to a nice flat back position. Sending those sit bones, your glutes, toward the back of your room. While you come into a nice neutral position. Drop one hand, your left hand down onto the ground. Open your chest up to the side. Breathe in and out. Let your breath come down. You're just going to be stretching here for a few moments. Switch for the other hand. Pull the other arm up. Breathe in and out here. Bring that arm all the way down. Walk those hands back a little bit. So that breathe between your legs. Just let all that weight drop down toward the ground. Breathe in and out. Maybe you want to grab your elbows, hold here. Maybe you want to come all the way down to your hands. We're going to go ahead and wander over to our right leg. Lean over this leg, getting a stretch in that hamstring and in that front forward part of your, or the back of your front leg. Breathe here. Make both of your hips square to one another and lean forward over this leg into a nice long hip flexor stretch. You can bring your hands onto your knees. You can drop that back knee down onto the ground if that gives you a better stretch today. Wherever you're at. Breathe in and out. Those hands come back down to the ground. Straighten yourself up and walk over to the other side. Breathe in and out as you let your body drop down toward this front leg. Square off those hips. Breathe. Use these last few minutes of class to relax, to be centered, to be here, to be intentional. Go ahead and lean forward into your long hip flexor stretch. Again, your hands can come to your knees. You can drop your back knee down if you'd like. You can stay with your hands still firmly planted on the ground for extra stability. Wherever you're at today is great. Breathe in and out. Drop those hands down. Lift yourself up. Come back to center. You're gonna walk those feet in toward one another and drop down. If you're on your toes, that's fine. If you come and keep your heels planted, that's great too. Go ahead and use your elbows to push those knees back to either side. Breathe in and out. Give yourself a couple head rolls in one direction and then move in the opposite direction. Go ahead and take one hand in front of you, one hand behind you. Let yourself come to a seated position. Take one leg over the other, knee over knee, and lean forward here, getting a stretch in your glutes and in your legs. Breathe in and out as you come down a little further. One more big breath here and walk those hands up. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Switch to the other leg. So you don't need to do this stretch. I know this stretch can be a little challenging to get into, can be a little hard to be in once you're in it. It can be a little intense. If you do a lotus or half lotus or even a figure 4 stretch here, whatever you works for you to stretch out your glutes is perfect. Breathe in and out. Let your breath get you just a little bit closer. And then start walking those hands back in to the center of your body. Come to a crisscross position, hands on your knees to begin with. One big circle to the right. And then one big circle to the left. Come back to center. Drop those hands down to the side. We're going to do 2 big breaths in and out. So feel free to close your eyes. Just center yourself for a moment. Breathe in. Let those arms come up. Exhale. Let all that breath go and your hands come down to your sides. One more time, big deep breath in and exhale. Let those arms come down to the sides. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I love getting to see you. If you love these classes, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it. Everything's more fun doing it together. I have a brand new Instagram account, so if you want to find me at Rise and Reignite, you can go ahead and go there. Follow me there and also tag yourself if you're doing these workouts, put in your story, whatever it is you want to do, and let me know you're coming. Love seeing you guys. See you again later this week. Mwah.